what I've got for you today. We're gonna be diving into the world of forbidden fruits, some beauties that have been ripped away from us Americans. It's a mix of sadness and excitement as we explore the 7 cars that are downright illegal in good old America. Why? Well, it all comes down to those pesky safety and environmental regulations. The Europeans and Japanese have created some jaw-dropping future classics, but conforming to our rules? Nah, not worth it. But don't worry, we're gonna drop a tier or two in today's episode about these incredible rides that we can only dream of. Number 7. The Porsche 959. Now, if we're talking about the 80s, the Porsche 959 takes center stage. This baby was the epitome of technological advancement. Imagine rocking one of these in the 80s with ECUs controlling the engine, turbos, suspension, and even the traction control. Naturally, some well-heeled Americans, including the legendary Bill Gates himself, had their eyes set on this automotive marvel. But Porsche wasn't too keen on the idea either, because meeting those regulations meant crash testing a whopping 120 cars. However, there was a catch. They couldn't be driven for more than 2,500 miles per year. So Bill Gates and a handful of lucky souls became proud owners of the precious Porsche 959. But hey, the Porsche 959 is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to banned cars in the US. There's more coming. Number 6. Nissan Skyline R34 GTR. Now this might be a surprise to many. We all know that this beauty has been turning heads since the late 50s, back when it was known as the Prince model. Now fast forward to the late 90s, and we have the iconic R34 Skyline stealing the spotlight. Thanks to video games like Gran Turismo and the adrenaline-pumping Fast and Furious movies, this bad boy became an instant sensation. You see, R34 Skylines will only be eligible for import in 2024, and you can bet your bottom dollar there'll be a mad rush to bring them over from Japan. Yup, get ready for a Skyline overload, guys. Now, the previous generations of Skylines, these cars have been popular among importers for quite some time, but it seems like their popularity may have peaked. Why? Well, now that the forbidden fruit of the R34 is within reach, everyone's holding out for the grand prize. Can you imagine cruising through American traffic with the wheel on the wrong side? But maybe that's part of the habit. Number 5. The Jaguar XJ220. A bunch of Jaguar engineers, fueled by sheer passion, decided to work on a supercar project. They were determined to create something truly magnificent, even if it meant working on it during their weekends and calling in favors left and right. You see, originally, the XJ220 was supposed to pack a powerful Jag V12 engine, but sometimes life throws you a curveball. Instead, it ended up with a twin-turbo V6. That's enough to make any car enthusiast weak in the knees. The final design of the XJ220 was simply striking, turning heads wherever it went. But here's the thing, only 281 of these beauties were ever produced. Financial troubles in the markets at the time led to sluggish sales, and the program was sadly discontinued. So what does that mean for us Americans? Well, with such limited numbers and the cost of testing for US certification, it just wasn't practical to bring the XJ220 to our shores. But some lucky enthusiasts managed to get their hands on an XJ220 through the show and display scheme. So if you happen to spot one on the road, be sure to give it a wave. Number 4. The Lamborghini Diablo Strosek. This Italian beauty was already a legendary model from the folks at Lamborghini. But enter Vittorio Strosek, a German auto design guru who loves to put his own spin on things. Strosek got his hands on the Diablo and decided to work his magic, giving it a unique makeover that turned heads even more than before. These cool customizations, as cool as they may be, didn't quite pass the US guidelines. Nope, they didn't meet American standards, so they were a no-go for importation. Now, apart from the other cars on today's list, some of the Strosek Diablos can now be legally imported. But hold your horsepower. If the modifications were made after 1998, you'd have to wait a few more years before they can legally hit the American roads. Oops. Number 3. BMW M3 Sport Evolution 3. Now, we all know that BMW is synonymous with performance and luxury. They've given us some incredible machines over the years, but there's one BMW that stands head and shoulders above the rest. The legendary BMW M3 Sport Evolution 3. In 1990, BMW was cooking up something truly special. They wanted to create a monster that would not only dominate the streets, but also rule the racetrack. I'm talking about a larger 2.5-liter engine, a hotter cam, larger valves, and a free-flowing exhaust. And you guys, don't forget the adjustable spoiler. But here's the catch. The M3 Sport Evolution 3 was a rare breed, with only 600 copies ever made. And not a single one of those babies made its way to the good old United States. Why? Well, BMW had its sights set on conquering the racetracks, and the US homologation rules just didn't fit their game plan. So unfortunately, these forbidden gems never got the chance to roam the American highways legally. Number 2. Porsche 964 Carrera RS. Yup, here's another Porsche. Now, you know Porsche is no stranger to creating insanely fast and powerful machines, but there's one particular model that took things to a whole new level. Let me introduce you to the Porsche 964 Carrera RS. This beast of a car was unleashed in 1991, and it did make waves. It packed a punch with a 260 horsepower engine, but that's not all. The real secret sauce was the weight savings. Now here's the thing, the Carrera RS was a European exclusive. Yup, the folks at Porsche didn't think it was worth the hassle to get this beauty certified for US regulations. So for a whopping 25 years, these gems stayed in the old world, smirking at American petrol heads. But Porsche did hear some of the cries of longing from across the pond and decided to throw Americans a bone. And there came the RS America. However, it's worth mentioning that this version was a watered-down variant and a tad heavier than its European counterpart. Hey, at least they tried, right? Fast forward to today, and the waiting game is finally over. The 25-year mark has come and gone, which means these European-born speed demons can now be imported into America. Finally, number 1, the Pagani Zonda. This is a car that's as rare as a unicorn sighting. The Pagani Zonda. I mean, even the unicorn would be easier to spot. You see, the Zonda is a true masterpiece of automotive engineering. Produced from 1999 to 2017, this beauty had a limited run of just 140 cars. Each one was meticulously crafted by hand using a blend of carbon fiber, aluminum, and other lightweight materials. The result? A beast with a jaw-dropping power-to-weight ratio, capable of making your heart skip a beat. Underneath Zonda's sleek exterior beats a specially engineered Mercedes-AMG V12 heart. This powerhouse can churn out up to a mind-boggling 760 horsepower. That's enough oomph to send you flying faster than a rocket. But these dream machines are so exclusive that they come with a hefty price tag, starting at a cool $1 million. Now here's where things get really interesting. Now, just like other European hypercars, the Zonda didn't pass the strict US regulations, and as a result, they're as exclusive as a Bigfoot sighting on American soil. But the Zonda, too, managed to squeeze through the show and display rule, so you can take a look at these beauties, but that too, very rarely. Anyways, what do you guys think about these beauties? Which one is your favorite? Do drop your views in the comment section below, and we'll meet again in the next episode. Until then, stay tuned.